Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by. Today is October the 20th, and I am just giving my heart within this video here, kind of a lesson, if you will. Take it how you need to. I am someone who, now, anyway, I will not express anything negative. There are some other YouTubers, influencers, and this is not to knock anyone down or to say that I am better than the other. I have a different understanding, and this is what I choose because it gives me the greatest experience. And I'm going to use the Bible here because this is where my heart resonates with. And this is from Ephesians 6:12. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. We are all spirits. We all know that. If you are on this journey, you know we are spirits having a human experience. We know we have a choice between negative and positive. If you call it good and bad, light and dark, whatever it is. We know that. And we have a choice at where we reside. The heavenly places is within you. You are the heavenly place. And the spiritual warfare is the battle that is taking place within you. Because you have learned something, quite possibly from somebody else who grew up with a negative background. You have been handed down negativity from your own family, from generations to the beginning of time. It's within our DNA to think bad, to feel bad, to take in bad, because it has been implanted since the fall of man. My old self believed more in the devil. Why? Because it demonstrated in my life. When you have a belief, it overpowers you or empowers you. It can go either way. Your belief can be so powerful, depending on what it is, a negative force or a positive force. And it either drains you or it lifts you up. I was terrified of darkness. I was terrified of people, terrified of going outside, terrified of connections, terrified of speaking, being open, expressing my heart. It doesn't matter what it was. I grew up being afraid, being limited, and my entire life reflected that. Therefore, my faith, my power was on the opposite force, the force that I didn't want in my life. Because if we are acting on something or not acting on something, then it shows where our faith belongs. A person who says, oh yeah, I believe in God, oh yeah, I believe in Christ, but then has a life full of negativity, quite possibly addictions. The list is endless. If you hate yourself, you hate the world, you're judgmental, you are not walking the walk. We must walk in faith. Walking is an action, and our actions express which side of the scale we're on. That's why now I rarely will express or I use my words properly when I am expressing symptoms, side effects, upgrades. And I will attempt to say things like, before I would say I had migraines. You are already brought up to understand that a migraine is a pain, a limitation, and is going to knock you out. We already have been programmed to know that. So I don't use those words any longer. I always express that there is I have and I can't even think of anything right now because I don't even use those words very often. So I might just say, well, I have pressure. There's a buildup right now of energy in my crown. And I am upgrading. I know internally whether or not, if I am expressing it to someone who does not believe in what I am believing in, I'll express, I have pressure. I have crown pressure today. I have head pressure today. But my voice, how I express it within the sound of my voice says, I believe in an upgrade. Instead of, oh gosh, I have a migraine. Or I have head pressure today. There's this beating in my crown, a beating in my head. I have pressure today. And I'm just going to lay low. The sound in your voice, whether or not you are expressing your truth or not, will tell the world if you are lying or telling the truth, what your faith, your belief system is. And so, why am I making this video? Because I went to a site where I post a lot of my videos to the higher self portal. So if you don't follow me there, please, or if you are not anyone who knows about this channel, please go check it out. It's awesome. And this is, again, it's not to knock anybody else of what they believe is right to do. And I noticed that they were talking about, and I haven't even read it. So I am not jumping to conclusions or anything. It's just something that came to my awareness that I thought that I should talk about, where they're talking about being attacked by negative forces. You know, I don't do that because I know what it's like to be someone who can be influenced. When you are not structured, empowered yet, don't know which side you're on, you're flipping back from negative to positive all the time. You're flipping back and forth from feeling completely terrible and the world is against you to, oh yeah, things are finally working out. And you're always flipping back and forth. You don't know which side of the fence you're on yet because you haven't learned yet. And this is the process of your purification still. It can be really traumatizing to someone who is still sensitive. That's why I choose not to express things that are lower thought and lower vibing. And it's not because I don't have understanding about it or I don't want you to know about it. It's because I want you to be strong. When you hear something that can be negative. I mean, take this COVID for example. If I were to tell you something negative about what's going on, and you were a negative individual who is terrified of getting sick here, yet you are still on this spiritual journey, you're going to take all my negativity in and give that disease power. Just like if I had information about negative forces and you were terrified of evil, of the devil, whatever it is you call it. Terrified of, ghosts and things like that. If you believe in ghosts and you're just terrified of that idea of monsters and boogeyman, whatever it is. Because I used to be terrified of, ghosts and goblins and things that go bump in the night. And if I heard anything, saw a scary movie, a commercial for it, oh gosh, I would be terrified forever. Because whatever you are, you attract more of that kind of energy. And if you are terrified of negative forces because you don't understand what it is yet, you aren't built within positivity and light yet, you're going to take in what someone else is talking about again, and it's going to weigh you down even further. So all I am doing here by making this video is asking where you place your focus, whether it is an influencer who has great information about forces, negative or positive, doesn't matter. If they make you feel terrified, make you feel worse with this information, then you should perhaps refrain from it. Just like if you are on social media too, or watching TV that is negative, if it's getting a reaction out of you that is negative, you should refrain from being within the group, from watching that type of TV show, news, whatever it is, and whatever you're reading. The friends that you hang out with, it's good to keep separation for a time until you are completely built up. That's exactly what I did. I turned the TV off when I was early on in my process because I was sensitive. I was too influential. I was influenced by everything then, whether good or bad. I was on both sides all the time. I didn't know where I was, but I was definitely anxious and fear-based most of the time. And it's good to step away for a period. If it takes you 6 months, a year, a couple of years to really get built up, then that's something that you owe yourself. You are worthy of this time so that you can learn more about your own power. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. Much love, health, and healing your way. Take care.